DLive is an American alternative live streaming platform that is connected to the blockchain. Users can donate cryptocurrency to their favorite streamers, originally with DLive taking no cut of said donation. It was founded in 2017 and received mainstream popularity in 2019, before not too long afterwards becoming forgotten about. Today, I have decided to tell the tale of one of the most promising alt-tech platforms and how it fell into obscurity. The origins of DLive aren't too interesting. It was founded in late 2017 by Charles Wayne and Cole Chen. DLive was originally based on the Steem blockchain. This lasted for a year until DLive relaunched and switched to the Lino blockchain in September 2018, in which Lino became the parent company. DLive was the first platform that operated off of Lino. What separated DLive from its competition was the built-in cryptocurrency in which, up until 2020, they did not take a cut of. Users could donate small or large amounts of money at a time to their favorite creators. By small, I mean about as small as 1 cent and as large as about $100. You could donate by hitting one of these several buttons, a lemon being about a cent, an ice cream being about 10 cents, and a diamond being about $1. Another thing that would make it stand out later on in its lifetime is the fact it had a much more laxed content policy compared to other platforms like Twitch. DLive would remain relatively unknown for a while, although that would all change in April 2019 when it would hit the mainstream.
Hello! Before this video begins, I have exciting announcement!
Announcement time!
I'm partnering up with DLive. That's right, everyone. For those of you who don't know what DLive is, it's a live streaming platform. Live streaming is coming up in the future. That seems like a great idea, Felix.
During the Subscribe to PewDiePie campaign, a viral and strong internet-based movement that raged on for months and which sought to keep PewDiePie as the most subscribed to YouTube channel. DLive would get PewDiePie to sign a deal with them where he would exclusively stream on their platform. This was possible thanks to Lino raising $20 million in 2018. This exploded DLive and brought thousands of new viewers and content creators, hoping to become the next big thing by trying out a new website. PewDiePie would stream on DLive frequently and would have many big streams. On a Fortnite Friday stream he did with Ninja, he had over 1 million unique viewers, peaking at over 168k live concurrent viewers according to DLive themselves. And a VOD archive on the official DLive YouTube channel of a Minecraft Monday stream he did with YouTuber James Charles has since garnered over 11 million views. In a 2019 Q2 report by DLive, they reported a 6-fold increase in daily users from Q1 of that year. Before PewDiePie would leave DLive and his account would be deactivated, he had gained over 800,000 followers. It was looking up for DLive for a bit. They had this booming website with the biggest content creator of all time streaming on it, although following almost immediately after the PewDiePie boom is where some controversial faces started becoming the center of attention.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Damn.
Shit. Follow Nicholas J. Fuentes on DLive.
Hey. Do not endorse.
It's not PewDiePie's endorsement, okay? Not PewDiePie's endorsement.
Yeah, alright, cool. Now we're never doing that again.
The right-wing takeover of DLive would not start to take full effect until after PewDiePie left, but their presence was known from the beginning. Shortly before PewDiePie's debut, DLive would ban infamous right-wing radio host Alex Jones from streaming on the platform. And during PewDiePie's debut stream, in which he donated $50,000 of Lino to streamers on DLive, he donated to right-wing Groyper streamer Beardson. Apparently, only about a week after PewDiePie hopped on, controversial right-wing commentator Nick Fuentes would join, and many others would hop on either before PewDiePie's debut or not too long after. Some right-wing streamers even started their careers on DLive, like right-wing provocateur Lolly Socks, aka Catboy Cammy. Some notable names getting on DLive being Owen Benjamin, Baked Alaska, Ethan Ralph, Patrick Casey, and Mr. Medicare. Even some leftist streamers would hop on. Vosh would stream on there after being banned from Twitch and temporarily being suspended from streaming on his YouTube channel. channel. And it seems he also streamed there when he wanted to cover the RNC without having to face copyright strikes to his main YouTube channel. I would like to make it clear these weren't the only types of people using DLive. Other types of creators that would hop on being from the YouTube commentary scene, like Augie RFC and Tipster. The latter still actually broadcasts his content on the website even today. Not to mention all the non-political gamer streamers who were still active on the website from the PewDiePie boom, and not to mention DLive also had a huge non-English speaking community. While some of these creators did primarily stream onto DLive, a lot of the most notable creators I just mentioned didn't. At first. A lot of these creators just simply restreamed onto DLive or used it when they wanted to be more edgy or do more out of place live streams. So Fuentes, for example, would stream his main show, America First, onto YouTube. But if he wanted to do a reaction stream or a gaming stream, he would do them on DLive. That way, those who didn't want this type of content wouldn't have to deal with it cluttering up their feed. And also, creators could get away with more stuff. Creators like Mr. Medicare would do his more shocking and edgy streams on DLive, since DLive had more relaxed rules, and so he wouldn't have to risk getting his main moneymaker, YouTube, getting taken down. And some just restreamed their content there. Although over time, the biggest creators who started streaming there occasionally were then being forced to. Eventually, the website would be overtaken by creators who were banned from other platforms or would face the possibility of being deplatformed due to the content they make. In following PewDiePie's absence from the website, it was only a matter of time before someone took over the top spots. On Valentine's Day 2020, Nick Fuentes would be banned from YouTube. Having already established a presence on DLive and having nowhere else to really go at the time, he quickly made it his main platform to host his streams. And on DLive, Nick and similar creators would pull in a lot of money. In an article published by the Southern Poverty Law Center called "Extremists Are Cashing In on a Youth-Targeted Gaming Website," it states that 75 controversial streamers they were tracking made almost $500,000 on the website between April 16th, 2020 and late October 2020. At the top of the list was comedian Owen Benjamin and commentator Nick Fuentes, neck and neck, each making about $62,000 in DLive's cryptocurrency during the time period. Political activist Patrick Casey would make $50,000, America First Students founder Jada McNeil would make $32,000, and others would also make a nice chunk of change as well. The most prolific donator the SPLC mentioned was a user named T-Based, who gave about $7,000 to Patrick Casey, about $5,000 to Fuentes, and $3,500 to McNeil, along with hundreds of dollars to other streamers such as Jesse Lee Peterson and Charlotte. Controversial right-wing creators literally took over DLive. In a Time magazine article from 2020, it says on June 29th, Nick's stream had 56% of the viewers on the website watching his stream at 10 p.m., while another 39% were watching 22 other controversial streamers. On August 10th, only 176 of the total 15,000 viewers on the top 20 channels were watching non-right-wing content. Employees were mad at DLive for not only allowing this type of content to take over the website, but for it being allowed to exist at all on the platform. But it makes sense to why DLive let them exist on the website. The PewDiePie boom was over, and these guys were the only huge streamers on the platform, and they were doing it without some sort of deal with DLive. The biggest creator to ever stream on the platform, PewDiePie, had to be paid to come on. Every other big streamer wasn't on DLive, they were on YouTube or Twitch. So in order to compete with platforms like Twitch and YouTube, they had to allow people like Fuentes on. During this era, DLive also signed on a famous live streamer, Ice Poseidon, to sometimes stream on DLive. They had tried to get Ice Poseidon to join in 2018, although nothing seemed to have came from that, although now they had him. Anyways, moving on, he's not an important figure in the story, but I figured he was worth mentioning. Now that DLive had become popular with right-wingers, they had to be careful when they decided to do their corporate pointless activism. During the resurgence of Black Lives Matter, following the death of George Floyd, every company in America put out pointless tweets regarding how they support the movement. DLive, on the other hand, decided to say all lives matter, which was controversial to say for whatever reason. DLive had been catching heat for a while for allowing this type of content to exist on their platform, but they seemed to hold out strong. That was until the January 6, 2021 riot at the US Capitol. DLive would be brought under intense pressure to finally take action against a lot of these content creators, as Baked Alaska streamed himself trespassing in the Capitol on DLive to thousands at home while making over $2,000 in donations. Other streamers like Fuentes were present at the Capitol, although they did not take part in any illegal activity. 3 days after the riot, DLive would release a statement announcing the suspension of multiple channels, including but not limited to Nick Fuentes, Baked Alaska, Wooza, and more. All money donated to them on the 6th or in the following days would be refunded. They would also ban a lot of other right-wing streamers in the following days and weeks. In February, DLive would undergo congressional scrutiny. Nick Fuentes, who had over 60,000 followers on the platform, would issue multiple statements regarding DLive on Twitter following his ban, claiming he never broke any of the rules, and they only banned him due to false pretenses due to pressure from the SPLC in the media. In the following weeks, he would issue multiple tweets encouraging his audience to delete the DLive app from their phone, demanding chargeback from their bank if they bought DLive's cryptocurrency and donated to him in the month of December, and to leave a 1-star review on the App Store. Nick would later on get involved in a lawsuit with DLive, and since January of 2021, the website has shrunk in its viewer base. There still is a presence of right-wing streamers on there, but nobody has drawn quite the audience to the website like people like Nick were doing in 2020. A lot of streamers from DLive would also temporarily migrate to another alternative streaming platform called Trovo for a bit, or even go to YouTube under a new account or something else, I don't know. Some former DLive streamers opened up their own streaming platforms. Nick started AmericaFirst.Live to stream his show, and Baked Alaska started Yoba TV so he could stream onto. And Baked Alaska would even end up allowing other creators to stream there as well. Originally, AmericaFirst.Live would just embed a YouTube stream onto the page, so Nick would just stream onto some random burner account for as long as possible, get banned from it, and then just start streaming from another account. Although eventually he was able to stream completely independently. Recently, Nick Fuentes closed AmericaFirst.Live and opened up Cozy.tv, his own live streaming platform, which hosts a lot of right-wing content, but also hosts gaming streamers, and even hosts apolitical streamers such as Augie RFC. Cozy has since appeared to have surpassed DLive in popularity. What does the future hold for DLive? Not much, it seems. PewDiePie is gone and they banned every major streamer who streamed onto there without an exclusivity contract. Ice Poseidon no longer streams there and he pissed off all his fans, so even if they did get him on a contract, I don't think he would help their dying website that much. All they have now is a small community of streamers, the biggest of which struggle to pull 100 viewers. Oh, and they also have a permanently stained reputation, both among the political left and right. The right wing hates them for banning many popular streamers, and the left hates them for allowing that type of content to exist at all. Not to mention they now have a new competitor, Trovo. So not only do they now gotta compete with Twitch and YouTube, they now have a tiny crypto-based streaming website stealing users that could be theirs. The only person nowadays who streams on DLive who is noteworthy is Soulja Boy. He joined after he was banned from Twitch, which just goes to prove there is literally no point for streaming on DLive besides if you get banned from other platforms or just want to be edgy and not risk your main account being taken down. Weirdly enough, he only has 700 followers, which just goes to show how fucking dead that platform is.